Welcome back, football fans. We are here live once again at legendary Sasser Field in Havelock, North Carolina. I'm your brother Taylor Vaden, hanging out with my co-host Danny Webster, back for another episode of the Pregame Prediction Playoff Series. I'm gonna call it the Blitz edition. We got a special guest right here, my man Brian North. Thanks for joining us, Brian.
Of course, thank you. Great to be out here. Two young studs. I'm trying to suck it in best I can in here, but you know. I'm the big meat in the sandwich here, so that's okay. Let's go.
We appreciate you being here today, Brian. We can't wait to get after it, and thank you again for coming out, spending some time with us
today. Thank you for the invite. This is fun. I always love doing this.
Week 1, Coastal 5A playoffs in the books, rolling into Week 2. Listen, man, it's heating up, but it's cold outside, and one thing about the playoffs is they can get cold in more than one way.
Certainly, and look, Havelock's used to this, right? They're always used to playing for November, and you find out who wants to play this time of year. That orange ball gets bouncing on the inside where it's warm. That kind of attracts some people. That ball stings a little bit more when you have to catch it. When you get hit by someone, it hurts a little bit more when it gets cold. So you find out who really wants to play. But that thought of that trophy, winning that championship, hoisting it up. You look at the Havelock press box and the 4 state championships up there. You know, that's what you really want to play for, and it's worth not playing in 75-degree weather sometimes to try to achieve that goal.
Absolutely, and they've been getting after it all year. We talked about the 0-4 start. That in the word resilience is what me and Danny have used the whole year. They've showed it the whole way, and now they're sitting in good position going into this second round of the playoffs.
The one thing we've seen all year is the defense. The defense has been consistent here at Havelock with Bisfam leading the way, but it was the offense that had to get figured out. And it's hard to get figured out when you're playing West Craven, who's 9-1. You're playing New Bern, who was the best team around in the first half of the season, hit some skids, but is starting to come back. Tarboro, who's undefeated, might be one of the best teams in the area. And a J.H. Rose team picked to win the conference, and they've had kind of some personnel issues like Havelock they've been trying to figure out, but they're as dangerous as anybody. You lose those games. There's no shame in that.
Sure.
But once you hit conference play, you bring the freshmen up, you get them acclimated. Now this is back to the Havelock football people are used to seeing.
And talk to you about you lose those 4 games. Now you start off 0-4. There's a mental thing that goes on there. You have to choose resilience there.
100%.
You know, you start to feel that on the mental warfare side, and these boys they kept it together. A lot of turnovers, a lot of penalties early. All of those things have cut out. Put up almost 50 points in 4 of their last 6 games. Offense really starting to come along, and you really see the gel, the mesh. We're getting into it, brother.
That's the one thing I kept saying early on. These players have never been through this. How do they handle the adversity? You knew they could get better if you didn't lose them, and kudos to the coaching staff for not losing this team and bringing the young kids along. Absolutely. And getting them to the place they needed to be productive now. But it's going to get tougher every round here as they go on. But I think they can
fight, Brian.
Yeah,
we're here to fight, Brian.
I think Havelock can make
go down without swinging over here.
I think Havelock can make just as good a run as anybody. I don't think they look at anybody in their bracket and say we can't beat them. So this is what makes great with the playoffs this year.
It's the Havelock way. We're going to talk about that Havelock Currituck matchup here in a minute. Let's kick off round 2 with West Carteret facing off against St. Paul's outside of Fayetteville. This is going to be a good matchup. West Carteret took a few losses in the middle of their season, but did bounce back.
They're as dangerous as anybody, and now you look at that history of that program. They've got 3 record setters on this team. They got the quarterback Tanner Payne, who's going to Elon. He's broken every school record passing the ball. He's got the guy he throws to, Jay Murray, who's become, and this is the one surprised me, the first 1,000-yard receiver in West Carteret history, and that's
he deserves it.
He does now. He's been great, and this, like last year, they had other guys to throw to. This year, he's been the main focus. Now Dallas has come on lately, but Jay's been the big target, and yet he still found a way to get 1,000 yards. And then you talk about Josh Bauman, the running back, who's a transfer from Montana, and he comes in, hits the weight room hard over the summer, and he's become a beast on both sides of the ball.
310 last week. Josh Bauman goes for 310 yards, breaks the school record last week in a touchdown. Fantastic to see that guy Dallas that you were just talking about. Riggin, he 3 catches, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns last week. That West Carteret offense is coming together. If the defense, if they can step up and make a couple plays.
That's it.
You know, and the Guilford, who they're playing.
St. Paul's.
St. Paul, I'm sorry. Guilford's, St. Paul, but they got some offense coming on.
That's it.
So we're going to see an action pack. If West Carteret can keep the defense up, make 1 or 2 stops.
That whole Coastal Conference was all about just getting 1 or 2 stops a game this year. If you could stop someone, you could win the game because the offenses were so dynamic in that league this year. And look, West Carteret's going to enjoy this road trip. They just made a long road trip to Northwood, so they're okay with making the long road trip, and they seem to travel well when they do that. I'm curious how St. Paul's is. They're in that conference with 71st, who's great, but Douglas Byrd, a traditional power, but they're 0-10 this year. So trying to figure out how good St. Paul's is, but we're gonna find out when they play West Carteret.
West Carteret Carteret will check the temperature.
Yeah.
So we'll find out.
Yeah, they will.
Like we do, Brian, we're going to get the pregame prediction from Danny, and then we'll kick it to you. Danny, West Carteret, St. Paul's, who you rocking with?
Man, I'm rocking with the home team, brother. We're in the 5A conference. We're representing the home squad. If they're not facing Havelock this week, I'm rocking with them. So we're going West Carteret.
It's a homer pick, but because I know them better than I know St. Paul's. But I love the makeup of this team with these seniors right now.
They're balling.
And they're balling. And again, if they can just get some stops. Now, St. Paul's traditionally, they're a hard-nosed team, and we'll see what they can do. But I just, there's some confidence right now at West Carteret I really like, so I think they can go and get the upset.
That's awesome. 2 West Carteret picks here. Man, let's roll into Northside. They had a bye last week, which could be a great thing in the first round of the playoffs. Get rested up for round 2. They're taking on Person. Now, the week prior, they played Havelock, Northside did. They struggled a little bit. 6 turnovers in the game. I'm sure that's what they were talking about the whole week leading up to this and the bye week.
They had not faced a defense like Havelock's this whole year, outside of Jacksonville, and Jacksonville was able to do the same thing, generate some turnovers against them. And Northside's good. They're young. You got the young quarterback who just broke school records with passing there. They've got a decent running back there. They've got some really good receivers. They're dangerous. The thing with Northside is they're young. And sometimes you have to go through these tests. So it's all in how they're going to respond now to that Havelock loss. And being at home is going to help. Person, the Rockets, traditionally a really good power in the state, good football tradition, but they're down a little bit this year. They've got to make the long bus ride from the Virginia border to Jacksonville. So I do like Northside at home, but it might be a little bit of a struggle. I don't think this is an easy. It's a second round game, but first for them because they have the bye. I don't think this is an easy one for them. If they mess around, they're going to find out and they could lose this one.
I couldn't agree more with you right there, Brian. But the one thing I'm going to say about Northside is last game they played against Havelock, although their offense struggled with 6 turnovers, still only giving up 19 points.
That's right.
That is ridiculous. If you give up the ball 6 times and you only give up 19 points, that means your defense is doing something. Yep. And if their defense can show up, there's no way their offense puts on another
flying
performance.
Around out there.
Yeah. You know, there's no way the offense goes out and turns it over 6 times again. Even with 3 turnovers, I think they win this game. Yep. So I don't even see this being close. Northside comes out, they're mad about this. They're mad about last. They're mad about that. Yeah, no, they're coming out. They're gonna step on it.
We're gonna find out what they're made of because they are a young team, and you have to go through the growth sometimes. And so we're gonna find out how they respond. Look, Kenny Pollock's been through this. He's been the head coach when they've been great in the past. He's gone through the tough times here these last 5-6 years. So he certainly is embracing this, and so good to see Northside back up there and hoping that they can make a little bit of a run. It's always good for Eastern North Carolina and Jacksonville when they do that.
It's a journey. Northside, Person, Danny.
Northside, brother. We're going with the home team.
You going Northside?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, let's keep it pushing, man. Here we go. Sound of freedom, mind you. You got to love to hear it here at Havelock High School, right outside of Cherry Point. Croatan, Seaforth.
This one here is Croatan, the way that they've put this team together, the balanced attack, Boucher, McBride, Riley Robinson coming up, making plays at the receiver. And they had another guy last week who had 2 touchdowns. I didn't get a chance to grab his name, but the extra players here. We've got 4 playmakers making plays all over the field with such a balanced attack. Croatan just looks like a team that is going to end up winning this game and then going to set up our new game of the year. Now, we talked about Havelock Northside being game of the year, but I think Croatan wins this game right here and they set up the new one.
Yeah, the bye week was huge for them. They've been beat up towards the middle of the season. They needed a bye week. They got it. They've been able to be playing better. Now this extra bye week is huge for them. Seaforth is not that impressive. This could be running clock in this one. I think Croatan's going to roll big in this one.
Couldn't agree more with you there.
So we know how big of an offensive weapon Croatan is. That going with Seaforth, who we got, Danny?
You know Croatan, bro. This isn't even going to be close from here. Yeah.
Rocking with
Boucher probably goes for 250. McBride throws for 100 and a touchdown, and this one gets ugly quick.
It does. Yep. I agree.
Let's keep it going. Dixon, Northeast Guilford. This is going to be a crazy one right here.
This is a tough one here. This is a tough one, especially with the way Dixon came off last week. I couldn't believe the way they pulled that off. Losing by 14 points in the fourth quarter. Yeah.
Which is not their forte. Running that single wing, they are not a comeback team, but give them credit. Offensively, have they been the best offensive team in Eastern North Carolina this year? The points they have put up this year.
It's got to be close. They're definitely the best run offense in the whole state.
J.J. Goulet is leading the state in rushing, and it's not even close. It's almost by 1,000 yards now that he has a lead.
426
is what he had. Week. Yeah, and 6 or 7 tutties, right?
I would tell you something, though. More impressive than the 426 yards is the 36 carries.
Yeah.
Because it's not just 36 carries this one game.
Yeah.
It's 30 plus carries every
Almost every
single week. And the kid delivers. He doesn't leave the field. I mean, when you continue to put numbers up and take a beating like that, that's talk about workhorse.
429 yards with 7 touchdowns.
7 of them.
Oh my God.
And the thing is, he's leading
Put a
rusher.
50 clip by himself.
He's leading rusher in this state, and it's not like these are garbage yards against teams. He's had to do it every week.
Absolutely.
They're in a close game every week. I think maybe there's only one blowout they had, and that was against Hobton. They started the year having to go to overtime against Topsail. Every week it's close because their defense can't stop anybody. That's their issue, so they have to keep scoring. But I interviewed J.J. Goulet last week. That was their first playoff win in school history, which is saying something. That school's been around since 1925. And so for them to get that first win, but no one wants to play a single wing offense. That's the thing. I had picked them to win last week simply because no one wants to play that single wing. You can't get used to it in practice, and you better make adjustments during the game. And this offense is so good with their linemen, and now they got Ronald Parker back. He's been hurt a lot of the year. He's back. Then they run number 4 on so those inside on those that little inside handoff that they do.
Dangerous.
So you can't stop them offensively. The thing is, you've got to find a way to steal a possession. West Carteret stole a possession against them. Havelock stole a possession
Havelock
against
stole
them.
2.
Right, and was able to win by 1, right?
Absolutely.
So this is what they do. And I don't know if I can pick them again this week, but I'm going to tell you it's going to be a close game. And if they can do what they did last week, they have a chance to win. I just don't know if they can roll the dice and pick up a second straight road win, big road win going all the way to the Triad.
So I watched some Northeast Guilford film earlier this morning, and they look good.
Yeah.
They look good. They look athletic. They look fast. They look strong. And when you have that, you put those little things into a pot, you get to cooking. Talk about that crock pot. That stuff's
seasoned.
That stuff's dangerous there. I think you get bodies flying around, a ball comes out. Northeast, their offense is fast, and they got a lot of grit. Last week they were down 14 points. They put up or 2 weeks ago, put up a touchdown to go in before halftime. Then another one coming out third quarter. End up taking it all the way to the fourth quarter to win the game. So a gritty team like that, I don't see them going anywhere against it. So we're gonna find out.
You sound like you're queuing up for a bold prediction right here.
You know where I'm going with this.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going Northeast Guilford.
Dixon, Northeast Guilford.
I'm going Northeast Guilford. I'm taking the away team here. I just think after seeing the film, I mean, they look good.
It's going to be a close game, and Dixon's going to score its points because you can't stop that offense, but it just seems like a second-long road trip. They're playing off house money, getting their first ever playoff win. You just find one way to stop Dixon. You just got to stop them one possession. You can get up on them, and I think that probably happens again. I'd love to pick Dixon in this one, but I think it's hard to do going on that long bus trip again.
All right, 2 picks for Northeast Guilford. Now here we come back to Sasser Field. They're taking the trip to Currituck, the Havelock Rams are, and them boys are cooking right now. Danny, talk to them.
This Havelock team is,
Danny gets fired up when I let him talk about Havelock.
We started off 0-4, and I heard a lot of noise. There was a lot of stuff, and Brian talked about it. That non-conference schedule was no joke, and I got a chance to see those games, so I watched those losses, and as I'm watching them, I'm going, this is a good football team. These losses are not losses. These are mental mistakes. They're not getting beat. They're beating themselves right now, and that's different because those are things that you can fix. You can fix yourself, and they've done that. So to see them coming into their own right here, they're on a roll. We talked about it. You want to be playing peak football at the end of the season, and that's what they're doing. They're at their peak, and we're here at the end. I can't wait to see what they do.
Look, offensively, they still are challenged a little bit. They're still trying to find a way to score points against good defenses, but the defense always comes to play. You got a long bus trip, most northeastern part of the state. There's no other school you can find in North Carolina besides Currituck. You see the lighthouse from there. But Currituck's a team, I don't think they've faced this physical brand of football yet this year. They play in that split conference. They lost to a Martin County team who's in the 3A playoffs, who is good, and they run a lot of single wing stuff that they ran this year, and they were physical, and they were able to beat them in a fairly close game. But I don't know if Currituck's faced this brand of physical football they're going to see, especially on the defensive side with Havelock coming at them defensively with everybody that'll be pinning their ears back. It's going to be a matter of, can Havelock generate offense? And I don't know. I think this game, I think they probably just got to get to 21 in order to win the contest, which I think they're capable of. In fact, I don't know. unless Havelock stumbles, I can't see a way that they lose this game. But the long bus trip is always the X factor, and do you have your legs ready to go when you get off that bus?
It's taxing.
Brian, I'm gonna go a little different right here, just because the last game I've seen, the last 2 games I've seen from Havelock, their offense is doing what it seems to be doing as far as managing the game. They're not looking to win the game on offense. They're looking to manage the problems on offense.
Right.
The last couple weeks, Havelock has a guy named Michael Gatling, who last week, me and Milton, I got a buddy I call the games with. His name's Milton Brown. He's talking about how great Michael's been playing on defense. He needs a chance. I swear, they've got headsets together. He says Michael Gatling needs a chance to return a punt. Well, they give him a chance right after it. Yeah. Well, then he houses it, cribs it. Yeah. Okay, Richlands goes down to the 3-yard line, and Milton's up there, and he goes, man, it looks like this receiver split out. They're going to throw the ball right over here to Michael. I see if he's going to do something with it.
Nuh-uh.
And he picks it off and runs it back 100 yards to the crib. Now, flag calls it back, but the game breaker plays, the special teams plays, the defensive plays, this Havelock teams, they're not just scoring on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah. Caleb Montaigne threw for 150 and a touchdown, but Andrew Williams comes in, throws the ball, runs it. Then they hand it off to, they've got weapons all over the place.
Howard, Patillo, Lloyd Jones, it's got a good spread.
Yeah, and Patillo's been playing great, and your senior running back seems like the guy you want to give the workload to here when you're going into the playoffs, when you need that run game to travel.
And Patillo last week, another special teams touchdown, kick return for a touchdown. Yeah. So, he's got over 230 total yards last week, and I don't think he ran the ball but twice.
Right.
So, this Havelock team is, I'm telling you, brother, they're going to be firing this week.
It's like Brian said, it's the football you want to be playing coming into week 2 of the playoffs. So
absolutely.
That Currituck team does have some defense. They do have some players.
Mr. Britt,
he's on that side of the ball hawking around. He's going to be looking to kick up some dust and cause some problems for these boys. Now look, we're going to go with it. It's Havelock, Currituck. This is one of them ones.
Hold on, don't get it twisted. You know where we're going with this one, Brian. We're going Havelock all the way, baby. H is up. Let's do it.
I would expect Havelock to win this game on the road, yeah. It could be close, but I do expect Havelock to win this game, yes.
2 Havelock picks, which, to double back to that Croatan Game of the Year comment you made, a win from Croatan, a win from Havelock, they see each other again in a grudge match.
We're going to have Game of the Week next year. Croatan's getting the dub. Havelock's going to show up. We're going to have a rematch, and I can't tell you how excited I am for that.
On the Blitz, we like to call that the game of the century this week. So that'll be the game of the century this week. Yes.
Can we borrow that for this
Sure. I haven't copyrighted it yet, so get it while you can.
I love it. Let's go.
Right on. My name's Taylor Vaden. I've been hanging out with my brother Danny Webster. Brian North, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you.
Mr. North, thank you so much. Yeah. Absolutely.
Anytime.
It's been another episode of the Pregame Prediction Playoff Series, the Blitz edition.
That's right.
Look, we're out of here. Danny, tell them what we say.
We'll see you in the end zone.